Thank you, anyone and everyone, all four of you tuning into this. I'm finally getting around to doing this. I'm going to hit open mat here soon, and then I got competition class later. Yes, training twice today. But first, let's get all of the housekeeping out of the way. The fair use defense is now codified in Section 107 of the Copyright Act. The statutory formulation is intended to carry forward the fair use doctrine long recognized by the court. The statute provides that a fair use of a work for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, including multiple copies, is not an infringement of copyright. So, Flow Grappling, please don't sue me for commenting on my own matches. I'm not doing this for profit. I don't make money on jiu-jitsu yet. Hopefully someday. I'm trying to get there, which is why I did the ADCC. But I'm going to break down my two matches from ADCC and walk you guys through it and give myself some criticism on what I think went well and what I could do a lot better on, especially in my second match. So, this is my match against Alejandro Mayagora. This is our first match. We were waiting literally like an hour and a half longer than we were supposed to, so it was just like hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. 77 kilos. I weighed in at 74.4 kilos, no problem. Felt really good, really the best I've ever had, coming fresh off of Brazil, training with Caio Terra. And so let's break down this first match. We're coming in. It's very fast. Like the first time I rewatched this, I was like, man, is that in double speed? Because usually I watch things in double speed. So he immediately jumps guard. I tried to roll through, going for a rolling spinning Kimura. We immediately go into a leg entanglement here. It wasn't really my intention to go into a straight leg entanglement. I'm known for legs, but I knew ADCC was going to be very leg heavy. I was hoping to do some more wrestling and showcasing some more stand-up. But both my matches, there's a lot of guard pulling because the first 3 minutes are not scored for points, even though pulling guard can lose you points. So my opponent, immediately we go into this kind of 50-50. He starts digging for the heel. I bring my outside left foot in order to prevent him. I raise my hips up. He starts trying to go for the outside heel hook. I use both my legs in order to create double trouble. I start sitting back into Ashi. So here I go back into outside Ashi, trying to dig the heel in order to get the break. He does a good job defending, extending his leg, and getting his other foot in as he tries to re-pummel and counter my attacks. And this is really the pace of the whole match. I mean, we're going. I definitely feel the hit of that adrenaline dump as we're going into this match. He's trying to go belly down and get the heel, but he doesn't have a very strong bite, so I'm doing a really good extending my feet and preventing him from getting any finishing mechanics going. So he tries to belly down, and we're defending here. The ref's about to stop us because we're about to roll off the mat. He's trying to go for a heel, but I'm doing a really good job keeping my legs crossed, and I'm trying to counter him the entire time. Trying to peel his legs open. Right here, he pushes my leg open. Look at how easily he pushes my leg open. I'm definitely feeling the adrenaline dump right there. I was just like, dude, my legs feel so dead. How is he just so easily manipulating my legs? And this is the big stage, This is the first time, the biggest stage I've ever been on. Bout number 74, round of 128. Some of the best grapplers on planet Earth are here. You're walking around, and it's just all the best people. The who's who, the Guy Mendez's, his new phenom. You got Placido, you got Gordon Ryan. Everyone's there. They make us do this double invert to roll back to the middle for center stage, that's fine. It's cool. I immediately start defending. We tap in. He's still digging for those legs, man. He's really hunting. He's hunting for those legs. I'm controlling his posture and his head while I'm keeping my feet crossed, and I'm trying to unwind and open his legs up. I go cross-side Ashi, so now we're in more of a 50-50 position. He gets a pretty decent bite here, but I'm just not having it. I go to counter, but I immediately go through my offensive and defensive cycles. I'm respecting his leg lock attempts because he's really going for it. Right here, I go for a toe hold, and I think that it's not bad. I feel that he's got the heel hook, belly down heel hook here. And just so my leg lock friends out there know, heel hook always beats toe hold almost every time. Almost 99% of the time, every time. But yes, in an exchange like that, the toe hold is almost always going to be inferior to the heel hook. So I abandoned I thought what I was a pretty good attack. He goes for a really good inside heel hook here. But I am able to slip the heel out And actually, I think him not having a shirt on is probably to his detriment because it's hard for him to create friction. So I start to come up and looking for a pass. I go for an overhook here, and I really start going for this toe hold. And I think it's a pretty good attempt. I feel like I'm putting a lot of torque here, but I just couldn't isolate his knee, and he gets his other foot in. So now we're in the points. So second 3 minutes is scored for points. Here I go for the belly down straight ankle. It's a pretty good attempt, but he just eats it. You know, he's going for the heel hook. Again, heel hook is superior to both straight ankle, and so I'm wedging my other foot in to get a good defense going in order to prevent. So I'm cupping his head. Again, you can see it on my face. I'm tired here. I shouldn't be. I mean, I'm so conditioned. I felt so good going into this. I could go like 15 rounds in a row, but it's just that adrenaline, man. That adrenaline hits you, and it's not really like anything else you'll feel before, so I'm hoping that going into the next trials, I have the confidence to not have as big of an adrenaline dump. But even when I was talking with Mason, he says he still feels those nerves and stuff. So I think it's just about trying to get over that. But I feel really good here. I know that I'm safe. I'm just trying to catch my breath, get good timing going. We got about 2 minutes left, no points. And, you know, he's going for inside heel hook. And we're trading back and forth the entire time. From here, I start to come up. And I'm going to start looking to wrestle and shoot in. It's a really sloppy takedown. I kind of butt scooted, and I didn't want to do that. So he drops back down going for the front headlock, but really, in my mind, I feel like that counts as a guard pull. Like he drops back down to guard. And I finish on top here. And so, I don't know, I feel like I should have gotten points there, but they might have been able to deduct a point for if they called it a guard pull there. So maybe that's neutral. I spin through here, Granby roll. I'm watching the clock, just knowing I only got 1 minute left. I come up, keeping that pressure. Here they bring us back into the middle. Center, center, center. So I immediately try to feed for the front headlock. Try to come in. I shoot down and just really bulldoze my way in for a takedown. It's really sloppy. Not how I wanted to get these points or get this win. So I immediately sit down and start trying to go in for the ankle, but I make sure that I get my points because it was taking them forever to give me my points. So I wanted to make sure I got my points, and now I wanted to try to solidify and go for the win. So I'm trying to go set up a nice straight ankle lock here. I'm waiting for him to kind of react. I want to go for a belly down here, but I just don't have my hips extended enough in order to get the ashi. And so from here, I go for, I think I'm going to try to go for the outside reap, and he's really like blocking my head. Okay, so yep, here I go for the reap over, trying to go for outside heel hook, but I don't have the knee line as much as I want, so I try to go for the toe hold. He does a good job slipping it, but I immediately go into this front headlock, and it's the arm in, guillotine style, and you can see the bottom half of his neck, so I know it's going to be really hard. I should be crunching down to the right more, but I just hear them counting down, and pretty much my whole body is on fire, and everything hurts. And he's a pretty tough opponent, and I wanted to have a much more dominant, devastating win, but at the highest levels, you'll take whatever win you can get. So great job to my opponent. It was a really good first match, first time in ADCC in the big stage, and so I was happy with my performance. It's not everyone has a win in ADCC, and bring that. We were here, and I guess they didn't have the camera set up properly, and so Mr. Pierre Leclerc, Boudreau and Leclerc. He's Canadian. I am American from Texas, but my grandfather is from France. And we're literally here for 5 minutes. They didn't have the camera set up, so we're just hanging out. My man here is a savage. He trains with, I've seen pictures with him training with George St. Pierre, Renzo Gracie. He apparently knows Ryan Hall because Ryan Hall was watching our match, which was pretty cool. Definitely didn't get the nerves going at all. But again, he comes out, he pulls guard. I know he's got really good leg locks, so I try to attack the neck. I immediately try to go front headlock, north-south position. He does really good guard retention. I try to stand back up. I try to come in, shoot for a butterfly sweep, and here's where things really start to go wrong. I go for this front headlock, and I felt good about it. Like I felt like I had a good deep bite, But the moment he gets his hips outside, I should have been framing with both hands and pushing away more. He has a really good body wrap here, gets me out of position. I'm going decent frame, getting my elbows in, trying to get back to guard. I should be shrimping more. He has me in a strong leg drag position. I was worried about that topside heel hook. He's going here for the back take. And so I Granby roll, but he does a really good job recapturing, coming in, trying to set up a triangle or an arm bar. So I sit up into guard. I felt like my defense was pretty good there. I go for posture. In fact, I feel like my defense really showcased in this match. It's just when I open up at the end, I definitely get countered by a really good opponent. So my biggest mistake is when I sit up here in a moment. So we're going to transition positions. So I try to go prevent the arm lock here, start trying to set up, prevent him from coming up, and just maintaining pressure forward. He gets a good, really deep right here front headlock. See how he gets his hips to the side? If he sits down properly, I'm going out. So he has a really good front headlock position here, but I do a really good job of Volkanovskiing it, getting out of this. Like, not today, not today. But he ends up getting my leg later. This is where I make my mistake, is they're really pushing for action. They're like, go, 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 don't rest, push, push, push. And so from here, I'm framing. I have the leg. I should go to guard. I should just go into a guard or a half guard and play from there. But I try to force the action right here as I'm framing. Frames are fine. Defense is good. I try to come up. And as I come up, that was stupid. That was the worst mistake I made of the day, was to just try to come up like that. He easily takes my back and gets this hook in, which sets him up to get ahead on points. He gets a really deep rear naked choke here, and the camera angle is not doing this justice. I'm like, these are pretty epic. The fact that I get out of this position is pretty epic, if I do say so myself, and because he is really, really good. And this is deep right here, and I'm just shaking my head no. This is where a good poker face comes in, because he let that one go, and that one was pretty tight. And so we'll notice we're right at points time, and look, he's just missing one hook, and I know this. Like, I know that if he can get that hook, he's going to be up on points right away. And so I'm trying to escape. He's got the cross body ride, trying to flatten my back out. And he just does a really great job of keeping that crab ride and maintaining me right until time of points. And look at that. I mean, it was good strategy on his point, Mr. Leclerc. And he gets up on points. I feel like he's dominating this whole time. So, I definitely know that I'm behind, right? And 6 minutes on a championship stage at the highest level, it's just not a lot of time. Figure 4 body lock does count for points at ADCC. So if you're wondering, hey, how did he get those points? Figure 4 body lock, which is what he has right now, gives him the points. So he got his 3 points. And now I'm massively behind, because he's definitely been aggressive and in a dominant position pretty much the whole match, other than kind of the opening volley. The fucking camera. It took him all the time to set up that camera, and then it glitches out here. Because I escaped this body triangle, which is also pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. Getting out of that body triangle is not easy. So he's kind of in top mount, which I'm able to peel and get out of. Right? And so he's trying to go for this head and arm triangle. As I always tell my students, I do not get head and arm triangled. I have had many people try to head and arm triangle me, and my coach hit me with the same head and arm triangle for my first 6 months of training. And so I developed a really good thumb block method here. Patented, certified thumb block method. If you can get that thumb inside the crook of the elbow, you're not going to get choked. They might squeeze your neck, and it might feel like your neck's going to break, so you still want to tap to protect yourself, but I'm not going out from that. So here, I start reaping. I go for the outside heel hook, but my hips just aren't high enough, right? Like, I just don't have it. He does a good job getting his base back, pushing my feet down, and I just don't have the heel exposure that I need in order to get the break. And so he's able to push and start trying to counter to go for the back here. Does a really good job there. And here I just open up. Like, I feel like I got to go for it, belly down, heel hook, and he's able to open me up and counter me. And boom, my foot pops like 5 times. My MCL hurts. And it's not the pain right here. It's the pain of loss. And really, I'm just upset with myself, because what happened was exactly what I told myself was to not let have happen, which is to open up and get heel hooked right there. I could have If I hadn't been behind so quickly, I could have been more defensive. I feel like I definitely should have been able to escape my heel hook there. And I feel like I had the best match against him of all the people that he went against. I wasn't able to threaten as much as I wanted to, but I felt like it was a good match. I felt like it showcased my defense. It sucks to be on someone else's highlight reel, especially for leg locks, especially since I'm kind of known as the leg lock guy. But he's a game opponent. He's probably been doing this twice as long as me, and I feel really good. I felt good about my performance. I felt good about my physical conditioning. I was in the best shape of my life, and it just didn't go my way. I love jiu-jitsu. I want to be doing this for the rest of my life, and if I could do this full time and use this to pay all my bills, that's what I'd love to do. I love to teach. I love to coach. I love to compete. I'll be 32 soon, so I only have a few more, maybe 5 or 6 more years, hopefully, of really high level competition that I can really churn out of this body, and then, then just maybe roll and coach as much as possible. Anyway, that's my breakdown. As Jenny Hur would say, if you don't protect your legs, it's going to be a fucking disaster, and that's what happened. I went for the belly down heel hook. He was able to peel my legs and open up and counter, and great job to him. I hope to see Mr. Leclerc on the mats once again. I'll be doing the West Coast Trials as long as my body holds together in April. So usually they're in February, but they just announced that I think they're going to be in April. So California, I'll see you in April. Stay certified, my friends.